bang, man.
I want to do that, man.
Let me bang, bro.
I do.
Bang, bro.
I do.
Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang again, man.
I'll let you bang. I'll let you bang.
Welcome to Combat Sports Talk. This is Onan Kafar. How everybody doing today? Now I want to talk about Stipe Miocic. Now I believe that he deserves a rematch for the UFC Heavyweight Championship against Daniel Cormier. All right, but for some reason he is not getting that, and I believe that he deserved it because he was the best heavyweight of all time for the simple fact that he defended his titles and won those defenses more times than anybody else, and those times are 3 times. All right. Of course, he lost to Daniel Cormier the 4th time, which congratulations to Daniel Cormier becoming a double champion in 2 different weight divisions and everything. But Stipe deserves a rematch. All right. And from what I understand is that he asked to have a rematch at UFC 230, but Daniel Cormier refused, and now Daniel Cormier is going to fight Derek Lewis, which Derek Lewis even said he's not ready to fight Daniel Cormier, but he still accepted the fight because Derek Lewis don't turn down fights. All right, which I could commend him for and everything. So I don't get why Daniel Cormier would not give him a rematch, but he did. He did say he didn't want to fight Stipe on short notice because he's too good in them circumstances, fighting on short notice and everything. This making Cormier look like a ducker. Now I don't understand why, like, a lot of these fighters, they'll fight people, they'll fight anybody, but once they become champion, then they start to pick and choose who they want to fight. And you know, Daniel Cormier wants to fight Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar doesn't even deserve a title shot. First off, when he came back, he fought Mark Hunt, and I'm not taking anything away from Mark Hunt, but Mark Hunt is not he's not a top contender anymore. All right. Second of all, Brock Lesnar popped hot for steroids. You know what I'm saying? So why do he deserve a title shot? He haven't fought any of the top 5 and won. You know what I'm saying? He haven't even fought anybody in the top 5. So all that is Daniel Cormier. He's looking for a payday. He's turning into one of these fighters that want a payday. All right. And also that I believe that he believed that Stipe could beat him in a rematch, and he's not ready to let go of that belt. So therefore, he'll fight Derek Lewis on short notice, which he probably feels most likely that's an easy fight for him to win. You know what I'm saying? And you know that just should not be. You know, he should give that man a rematch. You know, it's not fair, and I know that Dana White probably don't like Stipe Miocic, and now they're all about big money fights now. But like, give the man his just due for, you know what I'm saying, holding a record of title defenses in the heavyweight division. I'm pretty disappointed in Daniel Cormier. I'm not a fan of his. I do know I can appreciate his fighting style, you know, and he's an excellent fighter. But he has mouth on him, and he needs to just give the man his rematch. You know, it's no reason. People always like to change up, you know what I'm saying, once they get their belt so they can hold on to it. And it might be that Stipe would never get his rematch, you know what I'm saying. Now, he said, DC said he might give him a rematch after Brock Lesnar, or if Brock Lesnar is unavailable. But what if Brock Lesnar is available and he fight Brock Lesnar and Stipe never get his deserved rematch where he should get? So to me, Daniel Cormier is looking like a ducker. You know what I'm saying? I understand that he's a heavyweight champion. He got all the cards in his hand. But be fair. They gave you the shot to fight Stipe. Now you won't give him a shot to try to regain his title back from you. And he could still win. He could win the second time, and then he don't have to worry about Stipe no more. But that's not fair that they keeping this man from this rematch. All right. Like, to me, Derek Lewis said he don't. Derek Lewis even say Stipe deserves a shot over him. You know what I'm saying? Stipe is the #1 contender, and Lewis is the #2. So who should get it? And Stipe was the former champion. All right, and you know that just shows the corruption in the UFC. I know a lot of people like to talk about corruption in boxing and stuff, but there's a lot of corruption in the UFC. You know, they're looking for pay-per-view buys. People like how Derek Lewis talk, but to me, he's a boring fighter. He has awesome power, and you know, like, he came through in his last fight because he would have lost if he didn't get that knockout in the last 11 seconds of that match. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the fight game now. You know, I don't know. People got all this mouth and everything when they're not champion or whatever. When they're building up and everything and take all comers, but when they get that belt, now everybody else got to prove to them that they have to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Stipe shouldn't have to prove that. You know, I think if you fight a champion and if you beat them, you should give them their automatic rematch. You know, at least give them a fight. You know what I'm saying? To give them a chance. Even if you have a fight before you fight that person, you need to give that person their rematch. You know, especially, you know, for what Stipe did and for the record that he holds. And now he's the best heavyweight of all time. And so Daniel Cormier, he's going to have his first title defense against Derek Lewis. Now we're going to see, and if he fights Derek Lewis and then fight Brock Lesnar, not Stipe, he's still not going to beat Stipe in having a heavyweight title, of having a record of most title defenses as a UFC heavyweight. So all I got to say is, DC, Daniel Cormier, please step up to the plate, give this man a rematch. You know what I'm saying? With that comment you said about him being too good in them circumstances, fighting him on short notice, that seems like a cop-out, and it's making you look like a ducker, you know? And nobody likes a ducker, you know what I'm saying? You got all the skill and talent to go in there and beat him, and he got all the skill and talent to beat you. So we just need to go ahead and set this match up. You know, if Conor McGregor can keep getting rematches when he loses, when a title's not even involved, Stipe should get his rematch, you know? I know people might give a lot of excuses for Cormier, but I don't give him no excuses, all right? Because Cormier even said himself, I don't even think he's thinking about giving him a rematch, you know? How can you be a champion and you scared of losing your title because you think somebody's that good? You beat him. Do you think your victory was a fluke? You know? Daniel Cormier has a lot of confidence in himself, so he should go in and give him that rematch. But I guess he don't want to be a one and done, you know? So, I mean, you still haven't beat John Jones. He still hasn't beat John Jones. You know, and he's still going to have that overshadowing him. And so he still want to get that fight, and he wants to be able to beat John Jones. But even if he end up beating John Jones, I know they said it's a no contest in that last fight, but DC even said John Jones beat him twice. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be 2-1. And to me, you would have to beat him two more. If you beat him one time, you got to beat him 2 more times just to overcome that and say that you are the better fighter and you won that series. But right now, you're in John Jones' shadow. Regardless if you're a two-time weight division, you know what I'm saying? If John Jones never would have popped hot, allegedly popped hot, you wouldn't have that belt, you know? So you just need to, you know what I'm saying? Put on them gloves, put on your doggone UFC shorts, get in the octagon, and give that man a rematch after you beat Derek Lewis. And you better hope Derek Lewis don't knock you out either, because a lot of time when people think it's an easy fight, sometimes when people think it's an easy fight, they get an upset. And I guarantee you, if Derek Lewis beats Daniel Cormier is going to want a rematch. And that's not going to look right when he then gets Stipe a rematch. And it's not fair that you trying to give Brock Lesnar a shot at this title that he does not deserve at all. He doesn't deserve it at all. And he's not even that great of a fighter, you know. And it'd be a shame if he fights Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar's overpower him and just pound him with his boring self. And Brock Lesnar become UFC champion again when he didn't deserve it. But look, that's about all. I'm just a little disappointed in Daniel Cormier. You know, I'm real disappointed that he won't give this man his rematch. And see, Dana White, he has a problem, because when he personally don't like one of his fighters, he will hold them back. You know, are you mad because Stipe didn't let you put the belt on him? Because Stipe he don't kiss your butt. You know, because Stipe Miocic sees through you. He sees through Dana White. You know, he knows Dana White's a scumbag. And he didn't want a scumbag putting a belt around him. So, let me hear what your thoughts is. Go ahead, hit that like button. Subscribe to the McDojo Chronicles. And don't forget to check out the McDojo Chronicles online store and pick up some merchandise. There is some new merchandise in the store. There's the McDojo Chronicles crew socks, and they're real nice. And there is also a shirt that says, "Please just say no to McDojo." Check them out and check out the other merchandise. And soon we're going to be coming out with some McDojo Chronicles leggings for females and everything. They're going to be real nice. I want y'all to check it out. I want y'all to subscribe, like, stay in touch. All right. This is Combat Sports Talk. This is Onan Kafa signing out.
Let me bang, man.
I want to do that, man.
Let me bang, bro.
I do. I do.
Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang again, man.
I'll let you bang.
Let me bang.
I'll let you bang.